Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love. This reading is going to be just world predictions and stuff that Spirit was telling me during my meditation that I was doing earlier. Some of the things I will be using cards for, some I won't, because they're just predictions that I received during a meditation. Keep in mind I am a psychic medium, so I don't need cards. I just use them to assist in furthering the information and connecting further. So before we get started, if you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, all my information is in the description box below. Coupon code Barbie expires on January 31st, and that will get you 25% off your first reading with me. Also, quick update, I am no longer going to accept mediumship readings or Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, unless it is an international client. I'm going to be doing a lot of celebrity mediumship readings in February, and so because of the nature of how long it takes to do them, the process of doing them and everything, I have to, therefore pick one or the other. Also, because people were not following the instructions, so I was spending a lot of time rescheduling appointments, and so I will be having limited availability for the next 2 weeks while I kind of figure out how I'm going to do my schedule and trying to find time, regular time to set aside to film. Also, I have to, my son might be going to a different school next year, so I gotta figure that out and then possibly register him, but we will still be taking appointments. I just won't be available as often. So if you did want to make an appointment, make sure you jump on it as soon as possible so that way you can get in. And then again, like I said, international calls have to be done over a Skype, Zoom, whatever, because otherwise they cost me money to do because of international fees. But those will only be available to international clients for the time being as well, while I kind of figure all of this out. So some of the world predictions that Spirit was giving me is, number one, I know this sounds kind of funny, but there's gonna be a lot of people who are big in like the church pastoral community, whatever you want to call it, that are going to be exposed for various things. And one of those people that I feel majorly getting canceled will be Joel Osteen. That's going to happen over the next 2 years because we're definitely not out of the exposing everything energy that we've been in anyways. And so I keep feeling like it's like this weird, right now we're in the entertainment industry exposure phase, and then we will move on to other like religious and political leaders who will then also be canceled and exposed for stuff as well. So there is something coming up about him mishandling finances, or maybe like embezzlement or something around a financial situation that isn't completely on the up and up, that is going to cause a huge uproar. And then I keep feeling like there is a female who's going to make some comment, and it is derogatory towards the whole situation, but it's gonna be one of those things where it's like the first Dramageddon that we saw where, Manny and Lauren Gabriel or making comments against Jeffree Star, so then his fans went and pulled up, all these receipts from their past and they got canceled. It's like whoever this person is, it feels like a Joyce Myers type of female, one of those kind of tough as nails people who's gonna say something like, that's why you can't be like that or something, and then people pull up receipts on her like, well then why are you also doing it? And then she gets canceled as well. So there will be a big scandal in the religious and pastoral community. Like I said, I keep feeling this being, I think that it's gonna start this year, but I keep feeling like it will really blow up or continue over the next couple years. I also keep getting that we are going to get another version of the vaccine, because as the virus has mutated, we're going to see that this vaccine isn't strong enough to cover all the various mutations. And so because of that, they're gonna have to like come out with another version of it. We'll see that like really start being talked about more so this summer. And then I feel like there's this big push to start really, really like taking that seriously and developing it come fall. So early next year, there's going to be this other like huge thing about, oh my God, we have to vaccinate and we got to do the right one this time. And, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it is going to be a little bit of like back and forth where we think we have things under control. We start lifting restrictions. Then all of a sudden it's like, shut down, shut down, shut down, never mind. And then things end up switching to, you know, okay, now we have to do it this way instead. So there is going to be a lot of fluctuating and feeling like we finally got things under control to never mind we don't, to finally finding some sort of balance. The other thing is that I don't feel like we are going to completely get away from wearing masks forever. I feel that we will have times where we are going to see like, you know, even after COVID has come and gone and been dealt with and mostly eradicated, you know, if there's like a crazy flu season, they're going to be like, everybody needs to wear masks in public, you know, while we get everybody's flu shots together, and we'll see different things like that. And it will be much more like how people in Japan just voluntarily, I'm going to wear a mask out because I'm sick or I'm immunocompromised or whatever. We will see people voluntarily choosing to wear them as well going forwards, even when it's no longer, you know, mandated that we have to do so. And of course, you know, I think that a lot of people who are very introverted to begin with will also take advantage of that. So we may see some people who are like, I'm just worried because I feel like my immune system is weak, but really they just, you know, prefer kind of having that little bit of anonymous, you know, energy going on when they leave the house. So the other thing that I keep getting is that we are really, really going to see over the next 4 years, women's issues really being pushed to the forefront. And it's going to be from all levels of assaults to harassment to women need to get paid equally to we need more women in political offices, you know, but there is going to be this huge push where it is going to be very important and highlighted on a global level, not just in the United States. I think that us having more of an influence, because we have seen that really start to come more up, you know, as far as, oh, look, you know, now we have Kamala in the White House and we have more women who've stepped up in the Senate and the Congress and whatnot, but we will really start to see that being reflected all over the place. And I keep feeling, because you guys know I have predicted time and time again civil wars and revolutions in countries that have been dealing with corrupt leaderships and dictatorships and whatnot. I feel that we are going to see some major change where we will see women taking those leadership roles, whether, you know, their own country considers it to be a prime minister or a president or whatever, because I know, you know, different countries have different terms for who their leaders are. But I keep feeling like we might see like a female president of Venezuela or like a female leading Zimbabwe. We are going to really see women leaders who step up and go in full into power, and they will be the ones who will change things for the better, because it's like they've just been so sick of being pushed to the side and having to watch men screw things up and get into wars and cause problems and not fix things that and use their egos, that it's like, okay, time for women to come in and fix this stuff because y'all just can't get it together. So, but it is going to be a good thing. It's part of the mass healing and changes that need to be taking place overall in the world, and we need a different energy for those things to really start to happen, because just the way that everything has gone so far hasn't hasn't been working out too well for us, has it? And then another thing that Spirit has been speaking a lot to me about too is, you know, a lot of people always talk about how Princess Diana sort of, you know, always predicted that she didn't see Charles being king. And when he got COVID, everybody was like, oh, is that the thing, you know? And then, like, we've seen where people are sort of holding their breath, especially because the queen is very up there in age. She's, what, like 95 now? You know, like, what is going to happen? I feel like after she does pass, there is going to be a push to just completely abolish the royal family altogether. You know, like, we put too much stock into them. We've given them so much money. We can, you know, we need to reformulate the way that things are going. We need that money for our own resources. And I feel like, because I know that the excuse has always been about the tourism that they supposedly bring, and that they do supposedly bring so much money back into the British economy. But I keep feeling like they're going to take a hard look at that and decide that it actually isn't really financially benefiting them any longer. And it actually doesn't work out to be like some big, amazing deal, you know? And so I think that we're going to see that we possibly could no longer have a royal family. And that is why we, you know, Diana's prediction of Charles never becoming king actually may come true. Also, another thing that I keep getting to is we are going to see a lot more Caribbean countries separating themselves. You know, like, was it Jamaica was separating itself from Britain, and they said that they plan to be fully independent, you know, going forwards. I feel like we are going to see the same thing possibly happen with Puerto Rico, because to them it's like, you guys don't take care of us, but we're beholden to you, but we don't get to vote over who's in charge of us. And so we may see them decide that they just want to completely take on their own government and separate themselves from the United States. And I do feel like there is going to be, though, other countries within the Caribbean that if they do still fall under the ruling of, you know, maybe like the United States or Britain, that they will choose to separate themselves and no longer be a part of those and really have their own independence and their own government and their own way of doing things. And so we will see more separation when it comes to things like that, but it is a benefit to them. And, you know, because I mean, obviously we don't still need the colonization that has been put in place in some of those countries. And so that's really about signaling an end to all of that, because we are definitely pushing forwards into an energy that will ultimately contribute to independence and equality for everybody. You know, obviously that's not an overnight thing. Obviously that's something that will take, you know, probably a good century to fully transpire, but eventually we will see that, you know, on Earth. So, but in the meantime, you know, we do have a lot of spiritual wars that are going on. I've been telling people this for a long time. That's why the ancestors have been awakened and called down to assist us in this. And we will continue to see the battles of good and evil play out. And, you know, people who've presented themselves to be good will be presented as their true selves. People who we may have thought were bad just because they simply weren't participating in other shit, you know, will turn up to be the good ones. So there is going to be a lot of kind of like, whoa, changing of perceptions of different figures and people that we've seen, you know, and everything. And like I've always been saying too, we will see more and more public figures, celebrities, whatever you want to call them, being more outwardly open about their own personal beliefs, what they practice, you know. So we might see an NBA young boy being like, yep, here's my Baphomet altar, you know, why don't you guys get into this with me? Just like we may see more and more stars stepping up like Beyonce and talking about, their connections to ATRs. And so it's really, we'll know exactly where people stand and who they're aligned with more and more going forward. So it will be important to pay attention to what you're giving your energy to. But those were just some world predictions that Spirit was giving me during my meditation this morning that I wanted to share with you guys before I forgot. Anyways, I love you all. I hope you're having an amazing day. Make sure you follow us on Station Head. Carlene and I will be on there this weekend talking about B2K. And make sure you check the community tab, because I always update you guys on changes or anytime we're going to go live or do a Station Head show over there. Follow me on Instagram, Psychic Fellow Love, and you could book your own personal reading at psychicfellowlove.com. Use coupon code Barbie, all in caps, to get 25% off your reading with me. See you guys later. Bye.